Well, welcome once again to Visit Luzerne County. My friends, for those of you who have been watching the show, particularly some people that have been visiting, I found a lot of people who are visiting and watching the show. They, wow, didn't know these things were happening in Luzerne County. A lot of things happening. Today we have a really special show for you. We're going to be talking about something that has been very important to our area. And brings a lot of business in. Well, joining me again is the Executive Director, Alan Stout. I enjoyed Sarah as my co-host.
She's great, isn't she?
Yeah,
she does a lot of our radio and television appearances and represents us so well. And she'll be back next month. Her and I will be taking turns. So you'll see her again soon.
Now, today's show, it's about the Mohegan Arena at Casey Plaza. Looking at, this, I remember many years ago when they were starting and the whole bit. And you have a little past here with them, don't you?
I really do, and some of it even involves exactly where we're sitting right now. I was a young music writer for the Times Leader in the mid-90s when the Arena Yes movement took place. The idea to build an arena was really gaining a lot of traction, and there were so many people in the community that were for it, but there were some people that were opposed to it. They were worried about the cost and taxpayers and so forth. And I was on the side of building the arena. Growing up, as a kid in the 80s, if I wanted to go see one of my favorite bands, I had to leave town. You know, my parents drove me down to Philly. I remember to see The Who when I was in high school, and then sometimes we would go on a Mart's bus trip. I saw Van Halen and Springsteen that way. If some of my friends wanted to go see Kiss, we'd actually rent a van and a driver because our parents didn't want us obviously driving on the turnpike at 16, 17 years old. And so we didn't have the opportunity to see our favorite artists in northeastern Pennsylvania. They just didn't come here. There was nowhere for them to play. So I was very supportive of Arena Yes. Matter of fact, I did guest bartending right here at the station, Market Street Square, and donated all my tips to Arena Yes. I also wrote a guest commentary for the Times Leader talking about what I just said about how let's not make this generation of kids have to get on a bus and go out of town to see their favorite artists. Let's have those shows right here. And I had a sort of a poignant moment too. It was when I became the director of the Visitors Bureau and we moved into this building and we were decorating our lobby. And it was a day when we weren't open yet and we were just getting ready. And I was up on a ladder out there in the lobby putting up a big poster of, the Mohegan Sun Arena, now the Mohegan Arena. And I had this flashback literally to when, 25, 30 years earlier, I had been bartending 10 feet away, hoping to build an arena. And so I sort of had that full circle moment. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, later on, I went up to, as part of my job, and, I was up there wearing a hard hat, walking around doing stories about it being built, and the construction and covering concerts there. I mean, everybody, from the Eagles to Prince, Elton John, AC/DC, Stone Temple Pilots, Bon Jovi, Cher, Janet Jackson.
You wrote articles on all
Wrote all those articles, covered them all. Neil Diamond, opening night, I was there. They had a big billboard outside the arena for our arts and entertainment team of all of our staff. Mm-hmm. I was on the billboard, and I took my mom to that show, and so she got to see her son on a big lit up billboard outside the arena that night. Mm-hmm. So I have wonderful memories of that early effort to build the arena, and then of course being there, and as a father later, going there to see Sesame Street Live and Ringling Brothers Circus and taking my kids there.
Alan, what was
hockey games.
Yeah, what was the reason for those who were against it?
It's so long ago. I know there was a local talk show host that, a bit of a curmudgeon, and he was opposed to it, and he was, I think just using scare tactics that it would.
Was he on ILK?
Yeah.
Was it Fred Williams?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That it was just.
Have you ever meet Fred?
I think I probably did back in the day.
Meeting him one-on-one, he was a real great guy.
Yeah.
But he when he got on
I used
something,
to listen to his show, talk
Yeah.
about politics and things going on in the community, but I thought he was on the wrong side of the argument with the arena.
And what were some of the negatives?
Oh, well, he was just using scare tactics. I think that it was going to cost everybody too much money. And, eventually they came up with the hotel tax revenue, which really funds so much of not only the arena, but the Visitors Bureau. And it doesn't cost the taxpayers a dime.
No, it's a tremendous asset to Northeast.
It doesn't cost, the people of this county don't pay for it. It's the people that come into town and stay overnight. And it's not very much to them. It's a small little tax when they stay over. They probably don't even notice it on their bill. And so it was a really great solution to what shouldn't have been as big of a problem as it was. But look at what it's brought. I mean, look at the development. Now you've got, the Wilkes-Barre Marketplace. You've got the Arena Hub. You've got a couple of great new hotels there.
And I was saying
all that came because of the arena.
Is unbelievable.
All of that came over the arena.
And it's not only here, but it also in Hazleton. I know when they have events here, they're, the Hazleton, Hampton, and Top of the 80s, and, Booties, and they're all, they're filled.
When the convention come into town, some of them, they like to stay throughout the county. I know the Jehovah convention particularly, they stay in Hazleton as well. They stay in Wilkes-Barre as well, but they spread themselves around, and they go to our attractions, they go to our restaurants, they're out and about. I mean, when the Jehovah group were here this summer, I was told by people all the restaurants on Public Square were packed. They're having a good time. They're out enjoying our town, the concerts. I'll tell you another funny story from the early days of the arena. The Times Leader had a box for clients, for advertisers. So if you were a good advertiser, they'd treat them to a night at the hockey game. This was the very first season. And once in a while, they'd open it up to the staff so we could go watch a game. So I went to one game, and I was at my second game, and I was sitting next to Jerry Keller, the late great Jerry Keller, who was a terrific sports writer for the Times Leader. He covered Penn State for years. He was on a first name basis with Joe Paterno. And Jerry and I are sitting watching the game. And this is only my second game now. So this is probably October, early November of '99. And I see this guy skate out onto the ice. And I say to Jerry, this guy likes to fight. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, watch. Within 5 minutes, this guy was going at it. It was Dennis Bomfy, who is now in the Hall of Fame with the Penguins. I remember picking that up after one game. I noticed that about Dennis. So we're just so thrilled to have the arena here for 25 years, and we're going to have Steve Poremba, the general manager, on the second half of the show to talk a lot about the big celebration they have coming up this month. I want to talk about something coming up real soon, and that is the Luzerne County Fair, now in its 62nd year. 4 great days of fun, entertainment, food, rides, petting zoos, crafts. Obviously, tons of food vendors, and you could get on a Ferris wheel. You could pet a llama. You could grab some funnel cakes. They have live music. They have bands throughout on the beautiful bandstand out there, and that's going to be happening on September 4th through the 8th out in Lehman Township. On September 11th, here in downtown Wilkes-Barre, just off the square, a few blocks at the Luzerne County Courthouse, at 8:30 a.m. we are going to have a ceremony of remembrance for 9/11. Our county manager, Ramilda Crocomo, was living in New York City at the time of 9/11. I've heard her talk about it many times. It had a profound impact on her. And she will be hosting, along with County Council, a ceremony of remembrance on the 11th at 8:30 a.m. On the 12th, the very next night, at the River Common at the Millennium Circle, we have Agnes, the documentary film that premiered in 2022 for the 50th anniversary. We showed it 4 or 5 times back then. It sold out the Kirby. It was very well received. And we decided we're going to try to bring it back maybe once a year. When we had it scheduled for June, and we had a really bad thunderstorm that night, and so we postponed it. So that's rescheduled for the 12th. It's free. It's 7:30 at night. And what's unique about this opportunity to see Agnes is that we are showing it right on the side of the Susquehanna River. So some of the scenes some of the most poignant parts of the movie, such as the sandbaggers, that you'll be watching it right where it happened. And I know that that alone appeals to people. Even people that have seen the movie before have said, I want to come and I want to watch it there. And so that's free. So we're going to bring a giant 30-foot video screen, and it'll be a nice public event. I also really want to give a big shout out to our friends at the FM Kirby Center. They were closed for the summer for some renovations. They were more behind the scenes renovations. So when you go in, you're not going to maybe notice, it's not like they replaced all the seats or anything, because the seats were beautiful anyway. These are more things with air ducts and things, but behind the scenes, ventilation, air conditioners. But, and of course, still recovering from the flood that they had last September when they had a water break. And so they're back. They closed for the summer, and they've got some great shows coming up over the next couple of weeks. They've got the canceled podcast, Cross Country. They've got Chubby Checker headlining a 60s pop rock show. They've got a Johnny Cash tribute. The Northeast PA Philharmonic is going to be doing the music of Queen on the 27th. They've got the award-winning, chart-topping country duo Maddie and Tay. And so they're back. Not only are they back, they're back big time. They opened their doors, and they've got 6 or 7 great shows already on tap for September. And that is such a cornerstone to downtown Wilkes-Barre, to have you notice. If you go to downtown Wilkes-Barre and there's a Kirby show, you don't have to know. You'll just know by seeing the cars, the restaurants, the people outside Franklin's. And so, we congratulate them on getting through a difficult time last year and putting a season together last winter, and now really, getting the place up to where they felt it needed to be, and we welcome them back. Also, before we bring Steve on to talk more about the arena, I want to remind everybody, you've got one last chance to get to a Rail Riders game. They have one more homestand. That's the 10th through the 15th. They're playing the Iron Pigs out of Lehigh Valley. Some of these Yankees, some of these guys on the Rail Riders, they'll be called up to the Yankees probably even after September 1st. And some of the ones that are still here will probably go up right after that. So some of these big prospects like Dominguez, this might be the last time they ever play in PNC Field with the Rail Riders, because some of them are Yankee bound for sure. So if you want to get out to the ballpark, you've got one more chance, the 10th through the 15th.
You're watching Visit Luzerne County. Go to their website, LuzerneCounty.com, my friends. There's so many things happening, and I'm so happy to see that some of you are, really getting acclimated. Now, he talked about our county manager. We're starting in September a Luzerne County report. And every month we'll be able to fill you in on what's happening in the county of Luzerne, so you know where your taxpayer dollars are going and the great things that the county does. And I'm looking forward to that. We'll take a break, and we're going to bring Steve Poremba up. I have a proposition for him. We could sell out the Mohegan maybe the full week. I didn't even tell Alan yet, and maybe he'll take this proposition, and everyone will have a great time. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to Visit Luzerne County, my friends. I'm Sam Lassant, and thank you for making the Sam Lassant Show the #1 talk show in northeastern Pennsylvania. We do a lot of the reports. We are doing the Luzerne County Community College report every month. We're going to be starting Luzerne County report every month. We're here at Visit Luzerne County Visitors Bureau. Every month we do the Mayor's Report in Hazleton, the Mayor's Report in Clues, and the Schuylkill Report in Schuylkill County. So we're trying to keep you as much informed as possible. Joining me now is Steve Poremba, who is the General Manager for the Mohegan Arena Casey Plaza. Have a deal for you.
Ready to hear?
It's a good deal. Now, you want to sell out the arena?
I do.
Okay. You just announced Sam Lassant will be singing, okay, my own concert. We'll sell it out every night, 5 nights we'll sell out. $5 million, and no problem, $1 million a night. And you'll make about $50,000 on the deal. We got a deal here or what?
Is Alan your agent? I'll work through him.
He's not getting my 15%. I'll give him 5%, but that's it.
I'll do it for 5. Yeah, because that's just such an easy sell.
Well, coming soon to the Mohegan Sam Lassant in person.
That's like promoting a Taylor Swift show. I don't even have to market it. That's just going to be gone.
That's done. Anyway, Steve, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about, you've been there for 21 years. You know a little bit about the Mohegan.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Tell me about this anniversary, the 25th anniversary, which is happening September 21st.
What better way to celebrate than with bands that are all about parties? And we have a local band that's going to be participating, one of the best party bands out there for all ages. Eddie Day, our state representative, and his band TNT are going to be opening the event. And then we have the nation's #1 yacht rock band, Yachtly Crew, not Motley Crue, will be there to headline the event. They're going to be playing for about 90 minutes. It's going to be a great time. Just really a celebration. We're going to have tickets starting as low as $25 to celebrate the anniversary. Going to be a great time, just reflecting on various accomplishments and where we're going in the future.
Tell me what kind of impact, that the marina has had for not only Luzerne County, but it spills into Lackawanna County and all the other different counties as well.
Yeah, I mean, from the time that I started there, looking that entire drag along Highland Park Boulevard, there really was nothing there. And as we're going through the 25th anniversary process, I'm watching some of the old footage from various networks saying that, the negativity that was there, that it would never build another hotel in the area if this hotel tax passed. And it's hard to believe that, you look out at the landscape now, 25 years later, being in that building, I can count, it takes me almost 3 hands now to count the amount of hotels that I can see from my window. So it's just what that's spurred there. The exit, obviously, coming off the interstate helped with that as well. But the amount of shopping, retail industry around there, and just the quality of life being improved within Luzerne and Lackawanna counties and the surrounding areas. We truly are a regional venue. I mean, a majority of our attendees do come from Luzerne and Lackawanna counties, but we will have shows, during the pandemic, actually, we had a show in our parking lot with Billy Strings, and we saw people coming all the way from Florida, driving up to have this experience in our parking lot.
Wow.
It is insane what this meant during that time frame. But it's not uncommon
just to get out.
Yeah, just to get out, really.
Yeah.
At that time of year, we were the only ones doing anything at the time. But it really is a truly regional venue. We see people coming from 2 hours away pretty consistently for all of our content. And when they're coming in from outside the area, they're staying at the hotels within the region. They're shopping at the local retail stores. They're taking in additional entertainment. So they're heading to our naming rights partner, Mohegan, Pennsylvania. They're hitting up the casino after the event or before the event. Yeah. So it's really been an amazing run for the facility and what it's been able to produce over the last 25 years for our region.
It built up to the adage, build it and they will come.
Yep, absolutely.
You build it and boy, did they come.
They did.
Some of the people that, you've had the chance of meeting and their personalities.
Yeah, I mean, some of the folks they obviously have great personalities with their background, but I've had a chance to meet Steve Martin and Martin Short. That was pretty exciting to meet those guys, people that I grew up watching on TV in various movies and comedy specials. So they were great. They were very personable, good humor about anything that we were doing with them backstage. Elton John, it was very quick, my interaction with Elton John, but very personable. We actually presented him with some Penguins jerseys for his son at the time. That was back probably in 2011, I think at that point. The AC/DC rehearsal in 2008 was kind of one of those awe moments for me, seeing them kick off their world tour for the Black Ice Tour in 2008. They had a rehearsal 2 nights before the actual show, and just seeing all these people coming from different record labels from across the country into our little town of Wilkes-Barre to see this, and then 2 nights later seeing the building packed with bands with a band that's gonna play anthem songs for you when you were growing up. They're gonna play Back in Black, they're gonna play Hell's Bells and all that. And then I was actually, at the time, I was the marketing manager, so I was in charge of being right up next to the stage with all the media that were there to cover the event. And I didn't, at that time, I'm in my 20s, I didn't think to put air protection on. I think I lost easily 15% of my hearing that day with everything that went on. But it was one of those
How about
moments.
Today?
Oh yeah, today I don't know if I can barely hear you now, Sam.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
But it's been that was one of those awe moments for me, especially early on in my career, that this is part of what you get to do. You get to work in entertainment.
What do you do as a general manager?
Yeah, I oversee the operations, the marketing, the finance. I basically, they report to me, make sure that we're on track to have a successful year. I work with our booking team on which events we feel are going to be successful for the area, which events maybe aren't the right fit for us at that time. So, but it's it's all on our team. I'm just here to kind of watch it all
No,
happen.
you guys do. This guy does an outstanding job, and you know, I heard about you and what you do there. I'd love to at one time do an on-location show up there.
Sure.
You know, so if you're
Right
lucky-
next to your concert, right?
Yeah, well, to promote my
Okay, go
concert.
promo the concert, yeah.
Sam Lassant in person. I want big headlines too. I don't
got
want.
it.
Okay, but just to show the people the Mohegan some of the things behind the stage, what you do when you're setting up for the hockey games, and you know some of the things people don't get a chance to see. You know.
Yeah, well, actually, that's kind of what we've been doing the last couple summers now, is a lot of the behind the scenes work. So any of the things, as Alan mentioned in the previous segment about the Kirby Center reopening, a lot of those things that are happening behind the scenes to make sure that you're up and running. So we've got a project right now that's costing over $4 million to redo our ice floor chiller system.
Oh.
Not anything that anyone in the general public is ever going to know about, but that's what's going on right now.
These are the kind of things I'd love to do. That
Last year we did our whole HVAC system. Like there was a couple $1 million invested in that. Next year we're doing the entire building chiller. But the cool things about it are seeing the building change from having a hockey game one night to a few hours later, we've got a basketball game or we've got a concert going on, and those amazing people that put that together.
Well, you keep the good work up, my friend.
Thank you.
And don't worry about money. When you do my concert, you pay all the
good
bills.
for the year.
Alan, nice seeing you again.
You too. And Steve, on behalf of the Visitors Bureau and to everyone at the arena, congratulations on 25 amazing years. Thank you for what you bring to our community.
Appreciate it, and thank you for all of your support over the years, Alan. You've been a friend of mine since I started there, working all the way back in the Times Leader days. So I appreciate everything you've done for us, and thank you, Sam. I've been a very big proponent of working with your family all these years as well.
Thank you. All right, my friends, visit Luzerne County. I hope you've learned something today. We're going to take them up in that, go up there, Mohegan, and do a behind the scenes type of show. We'll see you next time.